All right. Can you guys hear me? Oh boy. Oh boy. See, I knew. I said a minute ago.
Yeah. And I was busy doing something.
And
I didn't get
yeah, I forgot to hook up the mic. So happy Saturday night. Jeez.
Eli's here. Joshua Maxwell's here.
Joshua Maxwell, Eli. Hi guys.
Nichole,
Natalie Nichole. Huh?
Natalie's here on her last break.
Last break. Last break. Last break. Hello, Doug. Hello, Shar. At home, sitting comfortably, watching old guy. Or younger guy than you, right?
Eli says hashtag, oh no.
Hashtag, oh no. Yeah, I forgot my microphone. Oh no. Boy, you talk about a mad dash across the house. Not that across the house is that far.
Miguel's here.
I'm sorry, who?
Miguel.
Miguel, good evening. Good evening, good evening. I hope everybody's had a good week. It's been an okay week for old guy. You know, we didn't do really a whole heck of a lot, although I did have a doctor's visit that went rather well, so I'm pleased about that. Other than that, it's really been kind of an uneventful week. The little side project I had on this wall got done, and a guy here in town helped me do it. So in payment, I'm making him and his family spaghetti dinner. I mean, I'm talking the whole 9 yards. Homemade sausage meatballs, making the sausage. Homemade pasta, homemade sauce, homemade bread, salad, and then of course some homemade tiramisu on top of it. So I'm going to be bringing that to them tomorrow night. So there's been lots of things I've been prepping out today to get ready for tomorrow. Been a busy day.
T-Bird's here.
T-Bird, good evening, sir. Good evening. Gonna do some pork chops tonight, and this was Natalie, right? Natalie Nichole?
Yes.
Okay. And Natalie just said pork chops. So that kind of just left the whole wide world of pork chops open for old guy to play with. So I decided that I'm going to do some bourbon pork chops. And I'm going to bake them in the oven. They're going to be absolutely delicious. I'm going to make just some regular rice to go with it, and I've got some Colorado sweet corn that I'm going to cook up. So we're going to have the chops, the rice, and the corn for dinner. And I kind of forgot my dessert this week, so I guess I'm not having any dessert. I kind of forgot to plan for it. So, salute.
Eli wants to know, can he help you build your wall? Build a wall?
Build a wall?
Can Eli help you build a wall?
Can Eli help me build a wall? Sure.
John's here.
John, good evening, sir. Okay, folks, you know the drill. I want to know what you all are having for your dinner Saturday night. And Brother Doug, if you want to call, you can call and tell me what you had for dinner. That's up to you. We always keep the phone handy. And this is not coffee. I decided I'd drink down a little bit of chocolate milk. I was a little on the woozy side.
Dad Cave's here. Pork chops. I'm on my way.
Dad Cave! Mr. Jared, sir. Good evening. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Pork chops, yes sir. Gonna do some bourbon pork chops. They should be pretty tasty. They should be anyway. The thing is that none of this is going to take particularly long, so I'm gonna screw around an awful lot. There's Doug calling to tell me what he's having for dinner, and I'm anxiously waiting.
Hello.
That thing.
Hi.
He's gonna hear this after the fact. That's what's cool. Yeah, gotta know.
Okay.
He's letting me know.
Okay.
He's telling me. This old guy's getting the secret encoded message now. She was checking the secret logbook and checking all the appropriate
meatloaf, baked potato, with their own grown chives and sour cream, and green beans, and they'll have what for dessert? Ice cream for dessert.
Ice cream. That sounds good. One question.
One question.
What kind of ice cream?
What kind of ice cream? Vanilla bean.
Vanilla bean. Outstanding.
Outstanding. Okay.
I see. Brother Doug checking in from afar with a meatloaf, baked potato, green bean, and sour cream and chives from their garden.
Yep.
Okay. And vanilla bean ice cream for dessert. That sounds delicious.
Eli says he's getting ready to watch Fight Night.
Fight night. Who's fighting? Come on, you want to fight?
John's having meatloaf and mashed potatoes and green beans with homemade yeast rolls. So just about the same thing.
Just about the same thing as Doug, yeah. Pretty close.
Joshua Maxwell's having ham and turkey sandwich with chips. Nothing special.
You know, I think I could probably whip out something for dessert. Just because, you know, I feel like I have to, almost. So I'm going to grab some milk. And I'm going to grab some cream, if I can find it.
So Arnold says, do I need to bring my own chops? I'm having a 7-Eleven Slurpee for dinner.
Arnold? Where the heck have you been? You know, it's something else there, nephew. You still owe me a visit, buddy. So, you know, I mean, pretty soon the good weather's going to be gone, and then you're going to have the excuse that it's too snowy. So, while it's not too snowy, right here, buddy.
Dad made curry pork chops last week.
Oh, that sounds delicious.
Yep.
That sounds really good. Curry pork chops, huh?
Eli says, Canelio versus Triple G. We have a wager loser has a chug a 1/4% of a 24-ounce Loco.
Oh, really?
That's what he said.
Wow.
And Arnold says, yes, I do.
Yes, he do what?
Oh, you a visit.
Oh. All right. So I'm going to make, this old guy, I'm just going to make us some vanilla pudding. Does that sound okay? It'll be a little bit warm.
That's fine. John King says, Tom and Mrs. OG, I loved the recent video of the review of Nothing.
Oh, well, thank you. There was nothing to it.
And Arnold says, I'm a Colorado native. I've got snow driving down.
Yeah. Well, you ain't got no driving down. You ain't been up here yet. So don't give me you got the driving down. Old guy ain't gonna fool for that one. Nope.
The snow driving.
Well, I know.
Yeah.
He might have snow driving down, but it still will be the excuse because he ain't got any kind of driving down here yet.
Lisa's here. Hi, Tom from Lisa.
Hey, Lisa. Good evening, good evening. I should have put this in first.
Colonel
but-
says, low blow, Uncle.
Well, how low can you go? How low can you go? Gonna make a little spur of the moment. Neller pudding. I forgot to put the cornstarch in first, but that's okay. It's still gonna be working out just fine.
Eli says he's got sand driving down.
What kind of work? What now?
Sand, S-A-N-D, sand driving.
Driving? Yeah, I bet. You live in the area where there's a lot of sand to driving on. Alright, let me get alright. Let's throw some heat on here. Pudding, I guess, is one thing I could think of. It's not going to take too long.
No. John says that he's having apple pie for dessert.
Apple pie. I pulled the cream out. I meant to put some in. Guess I will a little bit. He's having what?
Apple pie.
Apple pie. Just a little bit. Love that. I really, it's funny. Apple pie isn't one of my. If I see a whole line of pies, apple would probably be one of the last ones I'd choose. But when I have apple pie, I seem to really enjoy it. So I don't know what the thing is there. It's the pie I love to hate. All right. It's time to do the whirl and swirl. It's okay. We can still do a little Q&A if you want.
Did you separate your eggs?
Did I separate my eggs? Not yet. I probably should, huh? Before it gets too hot. Yep. Boy, that reminded me. I think I've told y'all before about the gal that I hired to do some bacon for me. And I told her I needed a dozen eggs separated. And she asked, she said, did you say you wanted these eggs de-yolked? De-yolked.
Eli says he really hopes that he don't have to chug that Four Loko.
Yeah, what is that? Is it like an energy drink or something? I have really no idea what it is.
And Lisa says wants to know what you're cooking.
I am going to cook bourbon pork chops. And I'm also making a little bit of mess. No, making a little bit of vanilla pudding to go with it for dessert. We're also going to have some rice and corn on the cob. So really none of that's going to take terribly long, so I figured I've got enough time to crank out a little bit of dessert.
John says, Tom and Mrs. Old Guy, y'all are awesome and cool. Thank you, John.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. You are awesome as well. Won't be needing any more eggs, so I'm going to put them back in the fridge. I made Mrs. Old Guy and I a peach pie a few days ago. Oh, my goodness. It was a very good peach pie.
It was.
It was really good. I was even happy with the crust. All right. We're getting there. Get these yolks kind of ready.
Lisa says it's going to be good.
Oh, you're darn right it is. All right. It is going to be great. Let's see, what else have I got? I'm going to dig out my Madagascar vanilla extract. I'm sure it comes all the way from there.
Eli says Four Locos used to have energy blend, but it got banned. So now it's just a lot of sugar and 14% ABV. Blackout in a can. Huh.
So it is an alcoholic beverage. Yeah, and you got to drink. How many did he say you had to drink?
4, I think.
4 of them?
Yes.
Well, just make sure that you're in a place that you can fall down safely. You know?
24 ounce.
That's what I would suggest. Party in a place that when you fall down, you're still going to be pretty safe. You know? You don't want to be falling down drunk like I was and fall into a patch of prickly pear. See, that's being in the wrong place for the activity.
John says, Tom and Mrs. Old Guy, have you ever got lost just driving down the road? That's funny. Yeah.
Yes, we have, as a matter of fact, and I'll tell you a really good example. We were at a friend of mine's apartment in Denver. It was his birthday party, and we visited for a little while. I was driving, so we didn't drink or anything while we were there. We were just, went to celebrate with him. We left his house, and we got into the car, and I said, well, I don't feel like driving on the main roads. It's congested traffic and whatnot. I know my way well enough around here. I can get us home kind of going some of these back roads or lesser used, just surface streets. So took off, and I don't know, we drove for what, 20 minutes, Mrs. Olsen?
Something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And I made this left-hand turn right back in front of my friend's apartment again. After 20 minutes.
So we just went in a big circle.
Great big circle. Yep. So
square, whatever.
at that point is when I said okay, and I drove up to the main street and I took that way out. The main drags. So does that answer your question? I can get lost in a place I'm totally familiar with. Alright, we'll get there. It's almost boiling.
Cool.
Sure hope I put enough in. Do you remember it is 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, right? That's what I thought. Pretty sure. Pretty sure too.
Eli says the funny thing is, here prickly pear danger is an actual possibility tonight.
Well, wear yourself some leathers if you have any. I don't know if you ride a bike or not, but if you got some leathers, tonight might be a great night to wear them. Just saying, giving you guys appropriate warning, or at least Eli. All right.
John says, Tom and Mrs. Old Guy, have you ever got stuff?
Got what?
Stuff?
Stuff? John, you're going to have to kind of explain that one a little bit more.
Joshua says, here is a random question. When replacing the toilet paper, should the flap go over or under?
Oh man, never a mullet, dude. Never the mullet. Always the beard. Does that make sense? Back the mullet, front the beard. Beard, always. Boy, we're starting to see some action in here. Cool. Ooh.
Arnold says, over.
Over.
Eli says, Joshua bangs not mullets.
No mullets, man. Gotta have the beard.
Ron says, have you ever been stuck in a severe thunderstorm miles away from home?
Kind of, you know. Not really stuck though. Just pulled over under a nearby overpass and let the storm go by. Wasn't really like stuck there.
Joshua says, good explanation.
Thank you, thank you.
And Arnold says a special hello to Auntie Old Guy from Andrea. Thank you, Andrea. Hope you guys have a good night.
Auntie Old Guy. I like that. Auntie Old Guy. That sounds almost like the brand of something. You know, like Auntie Old Guy's antiperspirant. Or something.
Thank you, Andrea.
All right. You know what? This mixture here is ready to go. Right, go. Okay, Eli. What is this called when you do this with your eggs?
John wants to know if we have ever fell out of bed.
I have.
I don't think I ever have. I don't remember ever falling out of bed.
I've fallen out of bed a couple of times. It's not like I make a habit out of it or anything.
Eli says, temper.
Temper. Very good. You win a cookie. An OG cookie. Give this a minute.
Yummy. Arnold says, yummy for my tummy.
Yowza.
They are going to be good. Bourbon pork chops. That sounds really good.
Yeah, they are going to be really good. Finish up the...
If you were here, Arnold, it would be yummy for your tummy.
Yep. It'll be yummy for your tummy through osmosis. Whatever that means. All right, you know what? I think I'm about done here. Okay. Dessert is just about finished. How about that?
Awesome.
That is awesome, isn't it?
Eli says, I had an OG cookie the other day. Made me really sleepy, LOL.
You're eating some pretty funny cookies there, buddy. A little bit of vanilla. Okay. Yummy.
Yes.
Okay. Get a couple of dishes. Pour some dessert.
Yummy.
I don't know if you'll be able to get these maybe in that little fridge.
Yep. Probably.
I made a couple of tiramisus today. And they're out in my little refrigerator. I figured since I'm making my neighbor's spaghetti dinner with everything, I should do that for Mrs. Old Guy and I too. So I made a smaller tiramisu for Mrs. Old Guy and I. 1 second there, Toots.
Caretaker.
part of the pan that just wasn't going to reach.
John says, Tom and Mrs. Old Guy, could you all eat a pan of enchiladas in one sitting?
Well, see, therein is the question. It all depends on how big the pan of enchiladas is. Now, if it's a little small, like 8x8 square pan, we might be able to eat the whole thing. If you're talking a big, hotel pan full, well, probably not. Okay. Hand those off to Mrs. Oldham. Thank you. Yum. Should I give it a taste?
Sure.
Oh, I got it on my shirt. That's pretty darn good. Throw a little water in there. Okay. That way it's not gonna, do its thing. Whatever that is. Okay, so I can put this away. Is that it? Am I done now? Mrs. Old Guy?
What?
Am I done now?
Yes.
I don't have to do anything else? I can just sit down?
No.
No. I gotta cook some more?
Yes. And Arnold wants to know, Andrea and him want to know, how come Uncle Doug gets to call in? Why can't he struggle like the rest of us with his technology?
Well, that because Uncle Doug doesn't have a computer. So.
He's watching on TV.
And he's watching on TV, so, and you might be watching on TV too, but still you're going to have to. Now, that doesn't exclude you. You got a phone number. You can pick it up and call me up and you can tell me what you're having for dinner, just like your Uncle Doug did. So I don't want to hear anything about being, Doug getting favoritism here, You're just as much family as he is. You got to pick up the phone and call. What do you want me to do?
Eli says, if spaghetti dinner is the prize, call me. Jim Taylor, ha.
Spaghetti dinner, and it's going to be good. I made the sauce last night. And
Arnold says, I hope you wash your own dishes, and Debbie isn't your maid.
Tell Mrs. Old Guy, tell Arnold.
He does wash dishes all the time, Arnold. And I rinse them and put them away and such.
Yep, I wash the dishes every time, all the time. So, what do you got to say about that now? Mr. Smarty Pants? I'm going to just sit this in some salty water and let it brine for a minute. What I have here is a nice, about 2-inch thick piece of pork loin, and I'm going to cut that up and do a couple of nice chops. And I'm going to let that brine for a little bit. That's not going to hurt anything. I guess I'll peel the corn, or shuck the corn. Ah, shucks!
Arnold says that he's a very proud nephew.
Well, that's good. And I'm a proud uncle. And I really would like to see you, so, come on.
Scott's here?
Scott! Hey, man, how's it going? Old guy's just kind of tearing up a little bit of corn, doing it the old-fashioned way. Gonna have a little corn on the cob to go with these bourbon pork chops. And I'll be making that sauce here directly. Taking my time. We got that little guy.
Arnold says the best.
What is the best?
Probably, I don't know what you just say about him. That he's the best nephew.
I don't know. I didn't say anything about him being the best nephew. Trying to put words in my... See what she's doing, Arnold? She's trying to get me in trouble with
Crazy Dad says, Porkchops, oh boy.
Hey, Tim. Good evening, man.
Todd Arnold says, you're the best.
Oh, I'm the best. Thank you, Arnold. I appreciate that. I think you're the best too. I don't know what you're the best. Oh, but I'm gonna just kind of leave
How's
it like
things
that.
going? Things are going good for you?
Things are going very well. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Another week gone by, another little project done. And now I really do think we are pretty much wrapped up with projects for the year. Anything that we didn't get to this summer, we will get to next summer with the, well, okay, now that I think about it, there is that one little extension that I want to do over our back patio. So we don't get our patio door and our only way out the back door snowed in again this year. So I guess there is one more little thing.
Eli says that he loves roasting corn over some coals. Camping favorite.
Yeah, I do that if I need to, you know, throughout that situation, sure. Over some hot coals.
Scott's having leftover taco salad and some soup for dinner.
Nice. What kind of soup? Just curious. I just made Mrs. Old Guy and I a batch of beer cheese soup.
That was really good.
Oh, it
really
was
good.
Oh, it was superb. It just delicious. Turned out real well, even if I do say so. I do say so.
We need to make corn chowder.
I know. Corn's almost gone.
It is.
Corn season is almost over with, yes. And I had an idea. I want to see, since some of you guys are here watching, let me ask you something. Now I'm coming up on 360 subscribers. Yes. And I really didn't ever do a 300 sub video, so I'm thinking about doing a 360, since, you know, it's a 360 degree. Anyway. I guess 360 is like coming full circle, right, this little guy?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so I thought about doing, you know, I can't eat hot stuff. It's just, that's not going to happen. But maybe I can do something crazy, like try to eat like 24 ears of corn or something like that. What do you guys think? Should I, you know, does that sound like a thing for a for a subscriber video? This old guy tries to eat 24 ears of corn. I don't know. I wonder how much I'd pay for doing that. I want to know what you guys think. I really do.
Eli says beer cheese and pretzels are so good.
Oh yeah.
And Scott's having Italian bean soup. Never had beer cheese soup. Sounds great though.
What kind of soup did he say?
Italian bean.
Oh yeah, yeah. Is that anything like minestrone? I don't know that I've had Italian bean.
Crazy Dad said that they had cardboard pizza and I air fried some store-bought rally fries.
Did he say a cardboard pizza?
That's what he said.
I guess by that, Tim, you mean a frozen pizza.
Store-bought.
You know, store-bought frozen, either store-bought, you know, store brand, or a frozen pizza. You know, the cardboard, like Dead Baron or Red Baron. They're like cardboard. You know, the Totinos, they're all not good, except for Screamin' Sicilian. Screamin' Sicilian is pretty dang good for a frozen pizza. We'll say that.
From the Heart's here?
Say what?
From the Heart is here?
From the heart. Well, you know, the name doesn't come to look familiar to you, this old guy. Well, you know, the name doesn't look familiar, but you are very welcome in Old Guy's Kitchen Saturday night. Just to tell you what goes on here, I do viewer requested dinners. Tonight it is pork chops. And I spin a wheel, and whatever comes up from the viewer suggestions is what I make. A couple of weeks later, I'm always kind of a week ahead of stuff. So, welcome. Hit the sub button while you're here. Hit that sub button. Speaking of which, might as well get this over with, huh, Mrs. Little Guy?
Yep. Arnold says challenge someone in town to have a hot dog eating contest.
Actually, I'm hoping that Arthur and Olivia, I don't know if you saw them, Arnold, but Arthur and Olivia are a couple that live down in the town below us, and their first appearance, we did a wing eating contest, and Olivia kicked both our butts. So I demand they rematch. So that might be happening soon.
Crazy Dad said yes, sir, about the pizza.
Mm-hmm. I thought as much.
Eli wants to know what you think about Papa Murphy.
Papa Murphy's is okay for what it is. I never order anything with vegetables. I always just get meat. Any vegetables that I want on it, I put on it at home, like onions or peppers or whatever. I usually have something like that on hand anyway, so why pay extra for it? But yes, I get Papa Murphy's every day.
From the Heart says it's me, Chris Miller, on my new channel.
Oh, okay. Well, Chris, salute, my friend. You're just in time to watch me spin for what's coming up in a week after next. Next week is loaded salad, and that was from two people, right?
Yep. Steve and Turtle King.
Steve and Turtle King, that's right. And what came up this time? We're right there. Uh-oh. We have got one, it looks like from Janice and from the Cabernet Way, which is now Monster Heat. We have got a pizza burger. Pizza burger. That's great. I love these because I can just, they're open to my interpretation of a pizza burger. So that is great, great, great. I'm going to pull out the old slicky pin here. And let's give that an erase. So
Scott
that was
says,
from, did you get who that was from?
I did.
Okay.
Scott says 2 dozen ears of corn sounds interesting. Could you do an eating competition against Chum? But that would be a short stream, LOL.
Yeah, well, he'd beat me. Come here.
Yeah, it's kind of a milestone. Minestrone soup, but no noodles.
Ah. Hi, buddy. Yes. Dear Chumley, say hi. That's a boy, yes. That was a good boy.
John King says banana bread and ice cream.
Banana bread and ice cream?
Yep.
That sounds good for dessert. It does. That sounds really good.
Sergeant Dunn's here. Go Carolina Panthers.
Hey, Sergeant Dunn. Go Panthers! Hey, I vote for, I'll roll for anybody's team. I quit watching football a long time ago, so.
Scott says
Hope you're doing good there, Sarge.
he's never heard of pizza burger. That sounds interesting.
Yeah, pizza burger should be good. You know, somehow I'm kind of envisioning a stuffed burger filled with sauce and pepperoni and cheese and onion in between some patties. That's kind of what I'm seeing right now. That don't mean that's what's going to happen. You never know.
Eli says Chum's a big boy.
Chum is a big boy, all 130 pounds of him. He is a big boy, although we did see at the vet a few days ago, Chumley needed an update on shots. And there was a Great Dane in there.
He was huge.
That was a big doggy. He weighed 205. I just happened to overhear. So he, 205-pound Great Dane. He was a big,
beautiful dog.
Yeah, he was beautiful. But huge, humongous. And I thought Chumley was a big dog. All right, what am I doing here? Gonna make some glaze.
Scott wants to know how Polly's doing.
Polly's doing good. She's not really getting too fat yet. But she's starting to, do some of the nesting things that they do. She goes into the room where she's had puppies before, and we have the pool and everything set up for her already. So she goes in there and sniffs around and kind of scratches a little bit. Comes back out. She's making sure that everything's ready. So she's doing really good. She really is. All right. I'm going to start with like 2/3 of a cup of this here CAB. Oh, just a little bit more.
Eli says there are some Great Danes by him when you walk by. They look at you over the chain link fence. Yeah, they do. They tower that fence, I'm sure.
Yeah. I'm sure they do. Okay.
Scott says his dog loved the vet even when he got his shots, but when he got microchipped, that was the huge needle, so he was not happy.
Well, yeah, I bet not. Yeah, I bet that hurt. Okay, a little bit of soy sauce. I'm gonna add some brown sugar. Brown sugar. Got our chop doing a quick little brine. Quarter cup. Let's get it. What is he doing, this old guy?
In their roughhousing on the couch. Rolling all over and getting excited and putting his head in it. You know how he buries it.
So we got an excited puppy tonight. We almost were kind of late getting set up for tonight. We were outside playing with the doggies. Holly was playing with her rubber squeaky ball, and Chumley was playing with his frisbee. We almost lost track of time.
Eli wants to know how's Brutus.
Brutus is doing okay. In fact, we're going to go see him tomorrow.
Yeah.
We are. We're going to go see him tomorrow. We have plans. Believe it or not, that's it. Okay.
We love getting to see our dogs, the puppies that are locally.
We do. We do. Oh, I do. What movie was that from? Can you tell me, Mrs. Old Guy? Come on. No?
No.
That's the cowardly lion on the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah. Chumley's trying to get Polly to play.
Yeah, he's gonna get her mad is what he's gonna do. All right, a little sesame seeds. I'm gonna add a little bit of ginger. I keep forgetting to buy fresh, so just gonna have to go with what I got. He's going crazy in there, bouncing off the couch.
Trying to get her to play.
Cayenne, because I want it hot. At least a little bit spicy. Dab of some sesame seed oil. A little bit.
So Chris says, hey Tom, stopped in to say hello and you have a good night and hope your meal turns out awesome.
And who said that?
From the heart, Chris.
Oh. Well, thank you, Chris. I do appreciate you popping in, my friend. little bit of garlic in there. I don't want to put too much. You can't put too much, can you? Add a little bit more. Of course, you can add too much garlic. I think that's all my ingredients. Oh, let's see if we grab one from over here. Get this heat cranked up. And I'll make the glaze. It's going to go on them puppies when I put them in the oven. I already got a spoon. How handy. Should be real good.
Arnold says, I know you're super focused. Why do I have the urge to break out the does nuts? Joke. Much love, Uncle and Auntie. Gots to go. See you next week.
Arnold, it was good for you. Good to see you coming in. You still owe me a visit, man. Come on.
Yep.
Break the cycle, bro. Break the cycle.
And we even told you we'd drive the meat part way. So.
Yeah, so there's no excuse, bud.
Come on. Have a good night, Arnold. And Andrea.
Alright, so I'm going to thicken this sauce, aka glaze. And I'll turn the oven on, let it get hot. In the meantime, I'm going to empty this out. And I'll make kind of a little rub for it. Finish making this though. Won't take long. I like this. This is kind of nice tonight. Just kind of have a relaxed evening, you know, without having to really rush and push it. Some menus are a lot harder to get out than others.
Arnold said, okay.
Okay. You can call too. Alright. Just waiting on this to come to a boil.
Crazy Dad wants to know if you've ever made some succotash.
Succotash, yes. I don't like succotash. I never have been a fan of lima beans. So, yeah, that's kind of an 86 on the succotash unless it's made without lima beans. But I don't know if you can make succotash without lima beans. Succotash. That almost sounds like something you see a doctor for. We got a bad case of succotash, doc. You got a cream or a salve I can rub on it?
Scott says, have you ever had hot pot? It's a Chinese dish that it's a pot filled with flavorful broth. Is left at a simmer while you dip raw ingredients until cooked.
Yes, yes. In kind of, I haven't been to a place that actually does it, but a friend of mine that was a neighbor, he did something almost exactly the same one night at his place, so it turned out really well. And very thinly shaved beef. Turned out really good. Alright. This is almost ready to boil. Things just seem to be taking their time tonight. That's okay. Not in a hurry. But I do want to make sure that this glaze is fairly thick. I might have to add a little more cornstarch. I don't want it to just run off of my pork chop. Yeah, it's going to take a little bit more. A little bit more. So I'll make it a little more slurry. That's about it for this one. Slurry hurry. Alright. I like making a mess of my kitchen with you guys. I don't think Mrs. Old Guy is as fond of it as I am. But All right.
Crazy Dad says, which food do you think is the most gassy? I believe Mexican food always does me in, LOL.
Yeah. Well, like, you know, I suppose it depends on the food content. French food can be a little gassy too. A little bit thicker. Almost there. Haven't tasted the sauce yet, guys. Haven't tasted it yet. All right, what's the wager? Am I going to like it just like it is? Or am I going to have to add something else to it? What do you guys think? That's what I want to know. Let's see, let's get some rice going. Gotta get the rice rocking, I reckon. Rocking, I reckon. Last time I forced open a bag like that, it went everywhere, so.
Yeah, please don't do that.
Yeah, cut it open.
Keeper says try Mongolian food.
Mongolian food. So is that a request? How much, Mrs. O'Guy? Half a cup.
Yep.
Did you write Mongolian food down? I don't know if it's a request.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I was waiting.
I think he said try Mongolian.
Eli wants to know what you get when you cross a dog and a vegetable.
A dog and a vegetable. Oh no. Okay, I'm just gonna have to say I don't know. What do you get when you cross a dog with a vegetable? Yeah, well, I had to ask back, so we'll see here what he says. Guess I'll turn the oven on.
T-Bird says no joke, 100%. No joke, I'm sure. Scott says main bean supper makes me gassy. Beef patty with brown bread and black beans. Val made it on his cattle.
You know.
T-Bird says yuck, so he must not want that as a...
What, Mongolian food? Yeah, I'm confused just a little bit.
Yeah, that's what he says. No chuck, 100%, and then he says yuck with exclamation points. So my guess is he don't care for it.
Okay. So, see anybody bet yet as to whether or not I need to put anything else on here?
No.
Nobody else?
Eli
Nobody?
says a broccoli, B-R-O-C.
A broccoli. Oh.
And Scott says baked beans was his in his meal.
Baked beans?
Yeah. Scott says he loves Mongolian food. T-Bird says it's gassy.
Oh, it's gassy food. Gotcha. So it wasn't necessarily a request. Well, since nobody's going to guess as to whether or not. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Better turn it down.
Do you want to come over here and cook, Mrs. Old Guy?
Nothing.
Okay then. Now, since nobody wants to guess as to whether or not I think it's good like it is, I'm going to give it a taste and see. know what it tastes like, but y'all haven't guessed yet, so I ain't gonna say nothing.
That says you're the professional. I bet it tastes good, but you always need to check.
Yes.
Keeper says, sure.
Okay, yes, it tastes just fine the way it is. Really, and it's not like some bourbon sauces where it says bourbon, but it doesn't deliver on any bourbon flavor. That does. It does by sure. All right, what do I need for my little love? It did run okay. Little pepper paprika. We're just about out of black pepper, Mrs. Old Guy.
Uh-oh.
I hate that. All right, I'm going to empty the brine. Just salt water, guys. Shake off the excess water.
All over the floor.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Okay. I'll mop after. I'll mop.
Okay.
Jeez. You think I was spreading the bubonic plague or something? Okay, gonna make a little rub out of some black pepper.
Eli says, what vegetables do sailors hate?
What vegetables do sailors hate? I don't know. My brother Doug might know this one. He was in the Navy. Go ahead, Eli. Tell me what. What?
Leeks.
Links?
Leeks.
Oh,
L-
leeks. Uh-huh. That's about right. Got a couple chops. One is a little thicker than the other. But again, Mrs. Old Guy doesn't eat as much as I do, so I think it's all equal. Just gonna pat this dry a little bit.
T-Bird says that he cooks with wine, but none goes in the food.
I cook with wine, and that's all that goes in. I don't.
That's where it all goes.
Yep, I never drink it.
Once in a while we'll have a glass of wine, not really.
Yeah, I like some dessert wines. Never have been just a bunch of one for alcohol, so. Never liked the taste of beer.
What food can't make up its mind?
What food can't?
Scott wants to.
Scott. Okay,
A waffle. A waffle.
a waffle can't make up its mind.
Yep.
I don't understand. Why? This old guy, am I missing something here? I just don't understand. I guess I don't get it. And the joke's not funny if you have to explain it, is it? Salt, pepper, or salt and pepper. Jeez, I'll get it right. Pepper and paprika. Oh yes, it's looking good. Some paprika on there. Okay. Looking good, guys. Get a couple of things out of my way here. Get that up there.
Somebody's in there snoring. Wore himself out.
Yeah, he went from barking crazy to snoring, sleeping.
Scott says it's an old term. A person that can't make up their mind is called waffling. Bad joke.
Oh. Yeah, I guess I never heard that one before.
T-Bird says, I hear a puppy snoring.
You do. How long do you think it's been since I started that rice? Because I didn't start a timer.
Just a few minutes. Maybe 5. I don't know. Not very long.
Let's see. Set that timer for 15 more minutes and I'll check it. I'd forget my head if it wasn't attached. I'm not even sure that it is attached. Jeez. It's pretty much all done.
J-Mart's here.
J-Mart! Hey man, are you back from your vacation? That cruise sure looked like it was a lot of fun. It did, even just from the one picture that I saw. Welcome back. Got bourbon pork chops tonight. Rice, corn on the cob. I made some pudding for dessert just a little while ago. It's in the fridge, chilling out. There's my oven, getting hot. 13 minutes for what? Why did I start my for the rice?
Yeah.
I'd forget my head if it weren't attached. I keep telling you that. I need a drink. I need a drink. Got me one of these here Dreamland ones. You know, this old guy, I did that review, but I never edited it. And I haven't posted it.
No.
So a lot of good that'll do, right?
Yeah.
Guess I should do that.
Yeah.
Thirsty. Look at them cans are small or my hand's real big.
J-Mart says, yep, back from Alaska.
Nice.
Eli says just a couple more hours before one of us goes on a 4 Loco ride. LOL. And Scott wants to know, do the dogs have beds or do they sleep on the couch? My dog took over my futon and would lay on his back and take up most of the whole thing.
Yeah, Chumley likes to sleep on the couch a lot. Polly will too. I guess it depends. See, like during the day, Polly will sleep in this cushy green puffy chair thing that we got, and Chumley will just sleep on the floor. At night, Polly will come in and sleep on the floor by Debbie's side of the bed on blankets, and Chumley gets up on the couch and sleeps on the couch. Sometimes Polly goes out and sleeps with him. Sometimes she kicks him off the couch and he ends up on the floor or on this other little love seat thing we got. But that's where they sleep. Did I turn that on? I think I did. Did I turn this on?
Scott says, told Eli, oh my God, 4 Loco, what is a wild ride. I used to drink those before they changed the formula.
Uh-oh. Okay, there it is. Kind of lost track where my knob was. I don't want to explain that. All right. I'm going to get something out to put these chops in. You know, I use the pan for tiramisu. That I should cook those in. Ugh. Why do I do this to myself? I'm just kidding. I'll find something to cook them on.
That other small one's in the other cupboard over there.
Is it?
Yeah. G-Mart says, probably asked and answered before, but is Chumley named after the cartoon character?
Yes.
Or the monsters?
Yes, he is, named from the cartoon character. And quite frankly, you are the first one that ever asked that, and not if he was named after Chumley from Pawn Stars. Because
that's what he said.
no, or Pawn Stars.
Or Pawn Stars. Yeah.
Right. Chumley from
Yeah.
from Tennessee Tuxedo. Absolutely. Total. It's a different spelling. Chumlee spelled his for some reason Chumlee on Pawn Stars, and in my Chumlee it's Chumley. Chum, not Chumlee. Chumlee.
Scott says, have you ever had a shot of nice whiskey with a cigar? I did it once and it was pretty good.
Yeah, I used to smoke cigars. These little, they were a Brazilian cigar. I can't remember the exact name. They came in a little wooden box, 20 in the box, and they were like the little Clint Eastwood cigars you see in the movies. Those are pretty good. I can't say as though I ever had one, smoked one down while drinking whiskey, but I sure smoked plenty of them while partying, that's for sure.
John says he's going ghost hunting in a few minutes.
Ghost hunting. And what kind of environment are you hunting in tonight, John?
Scott says, well, a glass of nice whiskey. And Eli says that knob joke would be a hit in the UK, LOL. And J. Mart said that he quit smoking cigarettes 10 years ago, otherwise he would.
Yep. Yeah, I quit smoking. This old guy and I quit smoking 6 years ago.
6 years ago, yeah.
So, yep. Thumbs up to the former smokers.
John says that he's going to be in an abandoned warehouse.
Abandoned warehouse. Cool. Is it a particularly old warehouse? I mean, it's not something that's, new. I guess if it's abandoned, it would be kind of old. That was kind of a dumb question.
Crazy Dodson. Wild Man says the kids were mean to Pinocchio at school one day and put termites on the toilet seat. That would be mean.
That would be mean. Poor Pinocchio and his little wooden butt. Boy, talking about getting your butt chewed, huh?
No doubt.
Poor Pinocchio. He's such a nice guy. He's actually good for firewood. You just keep making him lie. You cut the nose off. You'll have a whole cord of wood.
Scott says he started dipping again. I need to stop. I quit for years, and then my friend got me back in.
No. That stuff's nasty, dude. Just look at some pictures on Facebook or YouTube and see the result of what happens to people that chew a lot. It'd make you want to quit. Just trying to be helpful in a morbid sort of way.
John says, yes, this warehouse is very old and we got to watch out and not fall through the floor.
Oh yeah, you don't want to do that. That might be real unfortunate. 6 minutes left on the lice.
Eli says, I was cured from ever wanting tobacco after trying dip once. I got so sick.
Yeah, I did when I was a kid. Red man chewing tobacco. And, when you're young and you don't know, you don't understand, what exactly chewing tobacco is. So, a huge old, what, a red man in there, and I'm chewing it like it's gum. Playing basketball with a buddy. Swallowed a big old honk of it. That was the last time I chewed. Yes, sir.
Crazy dad. How do you give Pinocchio an enema?
I don't know. Bend him over backwards and make him fly.
With a wood screw.
What?
With a wood screw.
With a wood screw. Ah! That'd hurt you.
Jamer wants to know, are you going to sear the pork chops or just bake them?
I've got a glaze that I'm going to bake them with. It's a bourbon soy glaze that I'm going to smear on the top. And we'll bake them for, I don't know, maybe 15 or 20 minutes. They should bake pretty quickly. So they're not like super thick.
Scott says, ooh, I know I have seen the pictures and horrible habit, and it's not worth the cost at all.
Of what?
Chewing.
Oh,
I
yeah.
just do pouches, not long cut, and it's really, and it's still really bad for you.
Oh, of course it is. Okay. I'm just going to throw this on the top. This glaze is nice and thick the way I wanted it, so when it warms up in the oven, some of it will run off the side, but the majority will stay on the chop. And that's really what I want.
Natalie's having roast beef, mashed potatoes, corn, and Dr. Pepper after a long day at work.
That sounds really good. I mean, roast beef and mashed potatoes. I grew up on that, so.
Yeah.
Beef and taters, chicken and taters. Well, chicken and rice a lot of times.
Yep. J-Mart wants to know how the weather is and what the elevation is where we're at.
Let's see, the elevation here is just under 6,000 feet. And, right, I think, pretty sure, or just over 6,000. Yeah, it is just over 6,000 feet here, like 6,300 or something. And it's been nice today. It's been in the upper 70s. It's been nice. Had a little rain over the last couple of days. That was also nice. We've been, the western states have been in a heck of a drought these last few years. So any rain is always welcome.
Scott said that when you suggested Pinocchio's nose for endless firewood, it had him laughing good.
Well,
I need to learn to read. Kmart says he loves that Dr. Pepper.
oh yeah. Who likes warm Dr. Pepper in the winter? Warmed up Dr. Pepper, maybe with a little dash of cinnamon in it. It's a good wintertime drink without, liquor. I mean, you could put some liquor in it.
It's kind of funny that you would ask Eli because we were just talking about that. He says, is it hard to make souffle in Colorado?
No, it's not. In fact, that's what I wanted to do for dessert tonight, but I just didn't think about it and wasn't really prepared. So, but yeah, I make souffles all. In fact, if you want to look back in my channel, I did regular dessert souffles. I've done pumpkin souffles, pumpkin pie souffle. Oh man, it was so good. Chocolate,
Yeah.
mint chocolate. I think I did a mint cocoa souffle. That was really good. So, yeah, souffles are not a problem up here at all. At all.
Crazy Dad said that when he went to school in Mississippi, the kids were chewing tobacco in school. Me being from the north, I couldn't believe it. I gave it a try and about threw up.
Yep. It's not too bad, but as soon as you start swallowing that juice, that's not so good.
John says he'd rather drink than smoke cigarettes or cigars.
Oh yeah, I don't do either one. So
Lisa wants to know, how do you give Pinocchio a bath?
That's okay.
You use wood polish.
Wood polish. Well, kind of, you know, little lemon pledge.
Scott says, wow, 6,000 is high. That's the height of the ski resorts I go to. That's cold and sun will, the cold and sun will beat your feet on you.
Let's see. I'm going to set these for 25 minutes. Some of the ski resorts up here are 10, 12,000 feet.
Yep.
Breckenridge, which isn't too far. Well, I mean, as far as that goes.
Yep.
That's some of their ski lifts or ski runs are right around 12,000 feet. So, you know, and then there's Vail. That's also way up there, 13,000, 12,000.
Eli says, warm Dr. Pepper? I think you just opened up a new world for me.
Yeah, in the winter, that's actually pretty good. Hot Dr. Pepper with, you know, like I said, some folks like a little dash of cinnamon in it too.
Steve says, yo, legumes? Yo, and then the next word is
Legumes? Yes, legume.
Scott says, if you could live anywhere, cost doesn't matter, where would you live?
Right where I'm at. Right where I wouldn't move from here for nothing.
So did you say hi to Steve?
Did I? I didn't. Well, Steve,
Yes, Steve Russell.
I'm glad you're here. Sorry for not recognizing you right away. For some reason, I thought you had been in the room all evening. So, welcome. I'm glad you could make it. We haven't eaten anything yet. Corn's cooking. I put the pork chops in the oven. So now I just kind of chill out and see what happens. I made dessert. That's in the fridge chilling.
Scott says he always wanted to go snowboarding in Colorado and Utah. I always heard that they have amazing snow.
Yep. Colorado's the only place, I believe, that has what they call champagne powder. It's not a flake. It's actually very tiny, round little snowballs. I'm not kidding you. You can look it up. It's a thing. They call it champagne powder, and that's supposed to be the best to ski on. I had my fun. I worked as a lift attendant in Breckenridge one year. It was fantastic. So, I think I mentioned that. I think a week or so ago. Yeah.
Crazy Dad said that Tom Hanks is playing Geppo in the new Pinocchio movie. It looks really good.
Oh, really? Playing Geppetto. Tom Hanks would be a good Geppetto. He's a great actor. I like Tom Hanks.
Steve Russell says, yes, I'm a drifter.
I'm a drifter, and I'm about to get me another drink here because this one's almost gone.
John says, Dr. Pepper float.
Yep. I've made Dr. Pepper floats. I've made just about every soda that I've had at one point or another into a float. Orange soda, Mountain Dew. I haven't made the thrashed apple float yet, but I will.
That'd be good.
It would. Oh, it'd be great.
Scott wants to know, is there a dessert tonight?
There is. I made vanilla pudding at the beginning of the stream. At first, I had kind of messed up my plans for dessert, and then vanilla pudding kind of came to mind, so I whipped up a batch real quick, and it's in the other little refrigerator we got out on the patio. Our other fridge is way too full. And it's good. It'll make its appearance here after we're done chowing here in hopefully about 20 minutes. These pork chops should be done. We'll see. I'm thinking 25 minutes would be plenty for those. So. Plus maybe a minute under the broiler to get a little darker or crisper coating on that glaze. We will see.
Scott says he loves chocolate pudding with cut up bananas.
I like chocolate pudding equally with, they're both just as good. I like them both equally. I don't think I've ever had chocolate pudding with bananas. I know that that's a combo that a lot of people like. I'm not fond of chocolate and banana, but that's nothing. Lots of people do like it, so well.
Eli says, do you like wild game meat?
Yeah, but not particularly. I do like venison, okay, but that's really about it. Buffalo, that's not really wild, so not really. No, not too much. Oh, come on! Oh, let go of it. New package of water, and it didn't want to let go of that first bottle.
Scott says, what's your favorite kind of cookie?
My favorite, I'll give you my favorite two. Soft molasses cookies and a nice soft sugar cookie are my favorite two. Then coming in at a really close third is chocolate chip. Those are the two cookies that my mom made most, was the sugar cookie and the soft molasses cookies. They're the ones I grew up with. That's why I probably like those the most.
Do you need to pull butter out of the fridge?
Do I? I don't guess I do. How can I have meat? How can I have my pudding if I don't eat my meat? Is that right? Okay, corn. Butter's out of the fridge. Should I see if there's enough on there? Oh, it's almost a whole stick.
Yay.
Woohoo! We're batting nothing because I'm not playing baseball. People say, oh, I'm batting 1,000. I have no idea what that means. Baseball is a game that I just never followed that much ever. I think mostly because there's just too many games in the season. For you baseball fans, how many in the season? Like 160 something games in a baseball season? That's just too many for me to keep up with. We've been to a few ball games. This old guy and I brought kids to see Colorado Rockies a few times, so it's not like haven't ever been or don't like, really. I just,
Eli says, the wager has been up to include a half a shaved eyebrow. I don't think I'm going to call. Got to know when to hold them and when to fold them.
You got to shave off one eyebrow? Well, listen, man. Go ahead. Do your thing. Take on the bet. Do what you got to do. If you lose, shave off the one. Let people get their laugh. And then when you get back home, shave off the other one. They'll grow back. It doesn't take long. Week or two.
Scott says, good choice. He loves making homemade chocolate chip cookies and then making ice cream sandwiches out of them.
We used to do that at my pizzeria. We sold chocolate chip cookie ice cream sandwiches.
Yep. Sean's here.
Hi, Sean. Thanks for coming in, buddy. It is a good night. We got bourbon, Porkchops in the fridge, in the oven. We got corn on the cob cooking. We got some white rice here. I made some vanilla pudding for dessert. Looking good.
Yeah. Crazy Dad said 162 games.
162 games. See, I knew it was 160 something. So I was close. Very close. Yep, that's just too many for me. I never keep track. They play 2 games a day sometimes. Let's see, last night, night before last, Thursday night, put on Amazon Prime, and they had a football game on. I don't remember who played Thursday night. Maybe one of you guys could tell me, but I watched about, maybe 15 minutes of it, and it's like, well, yep, and just turned it off. It just don't have the appeal it used to. I don't know why. I used to go crazy. One of my friends even bought me a rip-apart referee doll.
Yep.
Had Velcro parts. You could rip his arms and legs off. It was awesome.
Sean says, "Oh, yummy."
It is yummy. And don't forget, guys, folks, I'm ready and willing. This old guy's right here. We need the food suggestions to keep coming in. So,
Yep.
don't think that's not going to happen, because people have been getting their names called and their dishes have been coming up. It just takes a little time. Uh-oh. Here's a call.
Doug.
My brother.
Hello. Hi.
I got to see what's happening now. He didn't call for no reason. I'm in trouble. I did something.
Okay. The game you were watching was the Kansas City Chiefs and the LA
Kansas City Chiefs. And the Chargers.
Chiefs won.
And the Chiefs won. Okay. Thank you, Doug. I appreciate that.
Thank you. Okay, he said thank you.
Well, there you have it. That's the game I watched about 15 minutes of. Now, see, back in the day, I would be wanting to see, either one of them lose, because the Chargers and Kansas City are both in the Broncos division. I don't care now. I'm wearing an Eagles shirt.
Scott told Sean that he's doing his first 5K tomorrow to support the Animal Humane Society. Looking forward to it.
Nice.
Yeah.
That is awesome, dude.
Eli wants to know what your thoughts on a pizza buffet are.
Pizza buffet, like Cece's Pizza.
Crazy Dad says Chiefs and Chargers because he must have been watching it.
Yep. No, I don't think much of pizza buffets. I really don't. Now, if you want to go into a place and get a slice of the pie that they got, like some places will have just a big cheese pizza. And you could say put some sausage on it. They throw it on there. They put it in the oven. Something like that. That's fine. But where you walk down the aisle and they've got 15 different pizzas sitting out. No, I never. Yeah. Not for me. Not for me. Whoa, 10 minutes have gone by. We're actually almost 15. And it's coming up on time for dinner. I'm stoked. I guess I'll pull out a little bit of cutlery. Forks, a knife, couple of plates. Do you want your dinner on a plate, Mrs. Old Guy?
Yes, please.
Okay. Every now and then, Mrs. Old Guy doesn't want dinner on a plate. Sometimes she gets it in a bowl. Ah! Ah! Woo! Splashing water on myself. Get these up here, right there. This is old guy. Let me hand this to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Here, let me give you a little salt and pepper too. There you
Had a
go.
couple suggestions come in,
Oh, great. Like what?
like shotgun shells.
Okay. And who suggested the shotgun shells?
Eli.
Eli. Great. I imagine that's some kind of bacon wrapped something. I'm all for it.
Scott says, how about German sausage pasta? He found
German
a really good recipe on YouTube.
German sausage pasta. Okay.
And
This is what I want.
Natalie says, would you consider making creamy chicken tortilla soup?
Oh, of course I would consider that. I love chicken tortilla soup, and making a creamy version sounds great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could do that all day long. It might take me all day long. No, not really. That's absolutely a suggestion that's going to get written down. Yep.
Yep.
They all are, actually.
Yep. Scott says, Round Table Pizza used to have a lunch buffet for $8 that included a salad. It was awesome, but they stopped after COVID, sadly.
Oh, that's too bad. Now, yeah, if it's a pizza place that just has some, like, some slices or something like that, I'm all for it.
Chumley, come this way. Come on.
A pizza buffet just
Chocolate
never,
cup?
it just doesn't make any darn sense to me. I got a couple of these yeller things here. These here yeller things that you stick in the end of your corn.
Crazy Dad said he thinks CC Pizza's holding up in Ohio.
Yeah, I don't believe there's any more in Colorado either. I think they all kind of went away.
Scott says he always eats out of a bowl, rarely uses a plate.
Oh, there you have it. Wrong with the bowl.
Eli wants to know, have you ever made Mongolian beef?
Have I ever made Mongolian beef? Yes. I have.
Is that a request, Eli?
Is that a request? You might as well just let's say that is a request and put Mongolian beef.
Scott says, ooh, make shotgun shells.
Make some shotgun shells and Mongolian beef. I've got a few empty spots on my wheel here, and I want to see what you guys think. In all fairness, I'm thinking that maybe I should spin this wheel just the way it is for the next few weeks until there's only maybe one or two left that have something on them, and then add all new. Otherwise, if you have your name and your dish up here now, and I start adding more, that's just going to make the odds that much longer before your dish actually comes up. So, should I add as the spots become empty? Or should I let the wheel empty out just about all the way and then add more? What do you guys think? I want to know. Because it's actually your guys' requests and stuff that is affected by that. So for me, it doesn't really matter. For you guys, it might. So what do we got left? 6 minutes left till dinner time.
Yum.
Yeah.
Sean says, how about homemade poutine? Poutine? From Canada.
Oh, poutine. Yes.
Yeah.
You know, why not put that down? Because I've never had it. I've heard about it lots. I can eat it, but Mrs. Old Guy cannot eat it. She can't do the potatoes. So I'll have to think of something as an alternative for Mrs. Old Guy and see if I can make just you know, a smaller batch for me. But yeah, I've never had it. I suppose I should give it a try. Yeah. Keep that in mind too, folks, if you can, when you're making these suggestions. That Mrs. Old Guy cannot have potatoes. Now, sweet potatoes are okay because they're a different critter. So, but yeah, she can't have regular potatoes, unfortunately.
Yep.
So that leaves out like potato soup and everything potato.
You know, it says, can you make turducken in 2 hours?
Can I make turducken in 2?
LOL, just kidding.
Turducken in 2 hours. That sounds like a challenge, all right.
Scott says, that's a good call, let the wheel almost finish and then add more so that everyone gets their dinner, the dish made that request first.
Anybody else got something to say on that? Really, I do want to know what you guys think. So,
J-Mark says he thinks it's called poutine.
poutine, yes, poutine.
Yes, Sean, I can have sweet potatoes.
Yeah. And it might be okay over sweet potatoes. You know what the poutine is, Mrs. Old Guy?
No.
It is French fries with brown gravy and cheese curds.
Come on, Gary.
Mrs. Old Guy kind of gave her kind of things, but I'm definitely going to make it. So I might have to figure a burger or something with it.
Scott says turducken would be awesome to be seen made.
I'm not going to make turducken. I got to draw the line somewhere.
He told that to Eli.
I got to draw the line somewhere. Turducken.
Chumley's wanting dinner. He's up there waiting.
What? What? He's Chumley just staring at me. I don't know what he wants.
J-Mark says it's amazing. Poutine.
Yeah, I bet it is. I bet it is. Like I said, I've seen it a whole bunch of times. I've just never had it. It's not something that's, you know, you're going to see on a menu here in Colorado. So I'm going to have to make it myself. So I'll look and see. I might have to go a little bit better than just like a packaged brown gravy. I don't like packaged brown gravy, so if I have to cook a roast beef to get myself some decent brown gravy to make it with, I will. Yeah, I never have been a fan of packaged brown gravy. I've got a thing against it. It's a thing. It's a thing. It's a real thing.
Natalie says, I liked the nothing video you made the other day, made me laugh.
Well, thank you. You know, yeah, there was nothing to it. Shucks, it weren't nothing. Thank you, Natalie. We went out and we ended up not getting anything. And I said, well, I guess I'm going to have to do a review about nothing. And I did. That's the way it goes. Isn't that right, Jim? Yep. We went out to wherever. We didn't see any like new food thing or anything, so it's like you can only review a chalupa so many times, you know what I mean?
Scott wants to know if we've had a chance to go to Jersey Mike's again.
No, we've not since the last two. Oh well, no, wait a minute, we did.
Yeah.
We did. It was just didn't video it. We went to Junction to visit Mrs. Old Guy's father, and we stopped and bought him lunch and ourselves on the way. And I have to admit, you're gonna ask which one did I get, and I got the same one, the Italian. What can I say? I'm a creature of habit. Mrs. Old Guy had that one, and her dad had the cheesesteak. The answer is yes. We've been back to Joyzy Mike's. By the way, for those of you that may or may not have noticed, my first ever audio play is done, radio play. If you haven't seen it, please give it a listen. I guess you can't get to see much, but if you haven't heard it yet, give it a listen. The George and Pudgy Show.
G-Mart says he's been thinking about doing poutine videos soon. They have a local food truck that makes fancy poutines.
Ooh. See, that's not fair. I mean, you live farther north than we do, so we'd never see that, unfortunately. A food truck that's gonna do poutine. Well, at least that I'm aware of. There might be one somewhere. Okay, how do these look? Looks pretty good. I think they're done. I'm gonna give them. Let's get the broiler on. Some of it's starting to slide off just now, so I think it's gonna be all right. I'm gonna give just a minute under the broiler. See if I can't get it a little crisper.
Crazy Dad says, how about some real American food? Good old T-bone steak and some stuffed mushrooms with a loaf of homemade bread.
Well, this old guy's gonna write it down. She's gonna write it down. Oh boy.
Scott says, LOL, no worries, getting the same. I had the Italian the last 3 times I have gone there. Asked them to put the oil and vinegar on the lettuce, and then they put on the tomatoes, and all slides off.
Yep. Well, they pile on the lettuce and then they start shaking on the vinegar. And what happens is it kind of goes around the meat and through the lettuce and everything, and ends up sogging up the bread on the bottom. So the next time I go and I order that, I'm just going to tell them to put the vinegar on the side. And I'll put my own on as I go. Ah. Or I'll bring some Italian dressing. That works too, because it's already kind of, emulsified. Big fancy word.
Eli says, Arby's gets a bad rap, but I love their roast beef and their cheddar with horsey sauce. Don't know if they still have it. They have really good buffalo chicken.
Of late, I have become more and more dissatisfied with Arby's. And I'm wondering if it isn't just the location that's near us. But their Wagyu beef tasted terrible. I've had even just their regular Arby's sandwiches there's just something about it there. I don't know if they're slicing the meat differently or just what, but I'm just not feeling it from my local Arby's.
Sean says Greek muska. It's kind of like a Greek lasagna. It's not bad at all. You should try to make that.
I will look it up. This is the first I've heard of it. Mrs. Old Guy, do you want some butter on your rice?
Yes, please. Natalie says, how about some homemade ravioli and lasagna with homemade apple pie?
That we just did ravioli not too long ago, but I would be glad to do lasagna. Absolutely.
Ravioli lasagna.
Oh, ravioli lasagna. What the heck is that?
Maybe she meant both.
What the heck is a ravioli lasagna?
Scott says he 100% agrees with making the sandwich soggy.
Yep, I don't like soggy sandwiches.
Wild Man wants a dessert request, carrot cake with some cream cheese frosting.
Okay, now that that's going to be one that I'll have to make ahead of time, of course, and then we'll pull it out and cut it and have a piece for dinner, or for dessert, I mean. Okay, Miss Little Guy, here you go. There's an extra pad of butter there for your corn. I'll let the folks at home get a look here. How's that? Can we see that okay? Is it up far enough?
Yep.
There's that glazed pork chop.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's delicious.
I gave you a knife and a fork.
You gave me a knife?
No fork?
No fork. I get to eat with my fingers.
There you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. We're getting there.
James told Eli he went to Arby's today and it's awesome. He's probably doing an Arby's video this week. They got some good deals.
Arby's? What do they got going on this week?
Sean says beef and eggplant like lasagna is what goes really good with Greek salad and garlic bread.
Okay. Yeah, put the corn thingies in. I never use them, but I will tonight.
Scott wants to know if you make carbonara.
Oh yeah. Oh. Sure. Carbonara. You know, if Mrs. Old Guy wasn't allergic to potatoes, I'd be knocking on some gnocchi too. Absolutely love gnocchi, but it's not worth making it for one person. All right, let's pull up a chair. This little guy got the salt and pepper, so I'm just gonna grab that. Oh, I got some right here. There's the salt. Oh. Woo! My favorite time. Food. Turn that off. Is my burners all off? Nope, not quite. Let's get them all off. Okay. Mrs. Old Guy hasn't said anything. I think I'm in trouble.
I haven't tried it yet.
Oh, phew. I thought maybe she tried it and was like, trying to be polite and not say nothing. All right. A little salt on my... If you want a little sauce, Mrs. Old Guy, I got some sauce for your rice.
Butter's fine.
Okay.
That's very good.
Is it good?
It is.
All right. Natalie, your pork chop dinner. Let me give it a taste here. Should have a little bit of bite to the sauce. That bourbon's got a real, it's a real upfront flavor. Like I said, I've had some of these where you can't taste the bourbon. It says bourbon, but you're not tasting it. I can taste it. That is really good. Oh yeah.
Kmart, and Scott says looks great. Looks yummy.
It is really good.
Kmart says Arby's has 2 for $7 roast beef cheddars. Oh, roast beef cheddar, gyros, and a nice 9-piece nuggets. And they also have new steak and cheese.
I might try that steak and cheese. I had one, I think about a year or so ago. What was it? This old guy, I think it was the prime rib steak sandwich, and it had that chipotle sauce. That was really good. That was a good one. So I might, J Mart. That's kind of a gives me a little push to go ahead and go back to my local Arby's and see how well they do with those. The Wagyu beef, I threw it in the garbage right in front of the manager. And hopefully they'll come through on all those other ones because I like steak sandwiches.
And I suggested baklava.
Baklava. That would be a challenge. I've never made phyllo dough. Made lots of puff pastry, but never phyllo. I'm gonna have to do that. Challenge accepted. Just a nice white rice. Goes good with that chop. Those of you out east have probably never heard of Olathe sweet corn, but it's pretty popular here in the western part of the states. It's grown not very far from here, like maybe 30 miles or so, as the crow flies. Mm.
Crazy Dad says he misses the Italian sub from Arby's. It was his favorite.
I don't think I ever had that.
Scott says, have you ever had real Wagyu beef?
No, not Wagyu. I've had Kobe, but not Wagyu. Well, I'm not talking anything like steaks. I did buy some Wagyu ground beef, and I made my own Wagyu beef burger and compared it to just a regular burger. I didn't think it was anything special for the money.
J. Hart says the prime roast beef with the au jus was one of the best fast items ever.
Well, I'm definitely gonna have to try it. French dip is bar none, on top of every other one, my favorite sandwich. So.
James O'Shaughnessy is here. Sorry for coming in late. Food looks great. It looks good though.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you coming in anyway. I mean, it's never too late, unless, of course, the stream is ended, and then by then it's too late. We got some bourbon glazed pork chops, rice, corn on the cob, and some vanilla pudding coming up here for dessert.
It's really good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that glaze turned out really nice. Pork chops are juicy.
Just a touch of hint of heat.
Mm-hmm. Sauce got that little bit of kick to it.
Good.
It is good. Okay, and I managed to get it done and goof around. Uh-oh. Mrs. Old Guy's out to get pudding. Woo-hoo-hoo. And yes, it's going to have a skin on the top. A lot of chefs will be out there freaking out. Oh, he didn't cover it with plastic. I don't care. I don't mind that little bit of skin that forms on the top. No, they look good. Do you need a spoon?
Yes, please.
You don't want to try and get your dessert with a fork? make you.
Thank you.
Welcome. There's that pudding, guys. Here, I'll come up and give you. There's that Neller pudding.
Yum.
Oh, yummy, yummy. All right. But I'm not digging into it quite yet. I got a couple more bites of rice. And I want another bite or two of that great corn. You don't call it sweet corn for nothing.
Makes the best chowder too.
Oh man. Love corn chowder. If y'all have never had corn chowder, I did put a video, I think it's a year or so ago. You can just, check my videos. Really good, not very difficult to make corn chowder. Yeah. Unbelievably delicious. The kernels of corn are so juicy they just kind of like explode in your mouth. They're so good.
Scott says, I wonder what fruit would go good with vanilla pudding.
Peaches, blueberries, raspberries, whatever fruit you like would go good with vanilla pudding. Nanners, strawberries.
Eli wants to know what the grape did when it was sat on. It let out a little whine.
That's horrible. A little wine. Well,
Scott says vanilla wafers would be good in vanilla pudding.
oh yeah. I've used Neller wafers as a crust for Neller pie, and also, of course, banana pie, banana pudding. Neller crust. Couple more bites of this.
Poor chum.
And this thing is just, I wish I could show you how juicy this thing is. Oh. But those are pork, for those of you that missed it, those are pork tenderloin chops. So. They're super tender. Really moist. Okay. That was super good. Let's get into a little bit of this pudding.
Eli says he has to get ready to watch the fight. Have a good weekend and pray for his eyebrow. Haha. Bye, everyone.
Thanks for coming, Eli. We'll see you next weekend. Be safe. Don't drink too hard now.
Scott says, dang, you destroyed that plate. It must have been really good.
It was. It was super good. Oh, that pudding is just amazing. Yum.
Yeah.
So simple, so quick, so easy.
One of my favorite puddings.
Yep, this old guy likes the vanilla. Well, we're getting pretty close to 7 o'clock. As always, I'd like to end things by asking you all if you have any last comments or questions or food suggestions. This is a great time to do that. So speak up. That was your chance. I'm going to keep eating pudding.
Pudding.
It's a kind of a big serving, but it's good.
Fortunately, who wants a bite of pudding?
No. Doggies are lactose intolerant. Well, folks, I am going to get on out of here, I reckon. I do appreciate every single one of you coming in and hanging out with me on your Saturday night. Like I said before, and I'll keep saying, this is the highlight of my week. This is Old Guys too. We plan this, or we look forward to it. And just like next week, we are looking forward to that when we are doing loaded salad. And that, boy, that just leaves the door wide open, doesn't it? I'm going to get out of here. Please go out and give back in your neighborhood, in your community. Volunteer an hour somewhere. Help a neighbor somehow. All right? Just give back a little time. Y'all take care of yourselves. I'll see you next week. Bye now.